This is to warn anybody about Oliver, the platinum mentor, because he's more like a platinum tongue thief. Well, I was contacted by him after going through the screening process, and at first I was quite excited and thrilled. I couldn't believe I was actually personally getting a call from him. He knew my situation. He said out of the 6,000 emails that he goes through a day, that mine stood out. Probably stood out because of the fact that I had told him that, I'd been trying and struggling for months to make money online. And I was literally, had sold everything of value almost that I owned at that point, and had the only thing left of value outside of my computer was these two guns that I had that my dad had passed when he passed away, gave to me. And I hate to say, but I was going to sell them to pay my bills for that month, and it would have at least built me another month of time and given me the option to go back, within having about 2 or 3 weeks more of continuing what I was doing, to still go back and work in the profession that I was in, and get back on track, and then just do the making money online as a part-time thing until I really could finance it and figure it out. Well, he offered me I had offered to drive up to Dallas because I live in San Antonio. It's like 241 miles from my house to where he has his meetings at in Denton. And, well, it's actually in Dallas, but anyhow, it's 241 miles. He said, well, if you can come up with 2,500, normally I reserve people to come up to Dallas that I charge them $25,000. But, I know your situation, and I'll work with you. Well, I couldn't even come up with 2,500. The most I had was 1,500. And that's total after, I sold the guns, everything else. He's like, well, okay, I'll go ahead and do 15. And I was like, well, if I give you all of my money, I won't have any gas to drive up to Dallas. So he's like, well, how about $1,250? It's like, okay. So that was on the Thursday, which we had this conversation, or should I say when I had the money deposited directly into his Wells Fargo account, and then proceeded to contact me with the details, everything else. Well, upon driving up to Dallas, I'd went there. I'd left at like 1 in the morning on Tuesday. Drove up there the 5+ hours it took to get there, so I could be at the meeting at 9. Was at the meeting from like 9 to about 2 o'clock. Drove all the way back. Thank the Lord I didn't crash because I was falling asleep driving. But first of all, didn't receive, upon getting back, basically what this class that he charged $25,000 for was a joke, because the information that he gave during that all-day thing was basically, you can find, if you just type in King Human on YouTube, and he'll give you much better advice, and it's free. Not only that, if you want the step-by-step process on, actually like a 90-day program, there's the Fast Traffic Sniper with Anthony Morrison, and then there's also Autopilot Profits with Ewan Chia, I believe is his name. But either way, and the prices are like, think 200. You might get them less than that, whatever. But it's definitely less than 25,000 freaking dollars. It's just absurd. Plus, they offer the same thing where they have 24-hour support where you can call them anytime you want. Unlike, Mr. Oliver, Platinum Mentor, who only calls if he particularly gives a crap about you. And anyhow, so the information that he charges, like I said, if you use those sources, you'll get much better information at a much lower price. So there's that aspect to it. And then, so when I had realized, once the meeting was over and I was about to drive back, I realized I gained no new information. And, he was supposed to set up 3 income streams for me. Well, I get home, and I crashed out when I got home, so that next day I sent his assistant a text asking what's the information on these websites, or what are these links I'm supposed to be promoting, Well, no response, nothing at all. So I proceed to, on that Friday, I'm trying to contact him and say, hey, look, you knew my situation and everything else, and you haven't given me anything that, you claim that, oh, I charge $25,000 for all this, and it's like, well, you're obviously freaking robbing people blind, and, I feel sorry for them, but, that money that I paid you was literally all I had, and you knew that. Well, he proceeds, I sent him and his assistant text and proceeded to tell me, there are no refunds. Sorry, I hope things go better for you. And it's like, oh, really? So you're this millionaire and you can make all this money and all these claims of, I made this, that, and the other. And, I got millions and this, that, the other. Which, okay, may or may not be true. I couldn't find any information regarding this thief at all, which is why I'm doing this video, because of the fact that I could find no information verifying any of the stuff that he said. And I'm just hoping that I can prevent at least one person from joining, even if it's his, the bronze level, which is 2,500, and then the gold, which is 10,000, and then the platinum, which is 25,000. And the funny thing about it is the income streams that he gives you are just selling his product to other people. So you're actually paying him so that you can sell things to make him more money. I mean, it's like, really? And I mean, ultimately, yes, affiliate marketing, a lot of it, you are selling things to make other people money given. But it's just funny that he charges these ridiculous prices and then it's like, oh, and here's the income streams. It's selling my product so I can make, their big commission items. It's like, you damn thief. So yeah, anyhow, long story short, never gave me back any of my money. And, I was at the point of, fortunately, they did call the police on me because with being at the end of my rope and everything else, and it was like looking at being evicted and my vehicle getting repossessed by the title loan company, which he knew and was completely well aware of this. Obviously, I thought they cared. They didn't. Took me for everything. So I had told him, it's like, you know what? All right, I'm just going to kill myself then. I mean, so his assistant, when she's just like, you know what? Look, you keep blowing up my phone, so give me your address so we'll mail you your check back, which I already knew was set up anyways. So yeah, so it kind of helped my situation because my landlord happened to be here when the fire department and EMS and everybody showed up, but it was just funny because the fact that she said, oh, we'll give you your money back. What, you don't want your money back? Well, I'll tell Oliver that you don't want your money. And then it was like, of course, I've been telling you all this crap because you knew my situation. If you've got all this money, what's $1,250 to a person who's got millions? Nothing. And if you know that it's like, seriously, like me being evicted and all this other stuff, like which you knew, which you said in the, out of the 6,000 years stood out. Why? Because it's like, hey, if we screw this guy over, he's probably going to be homeless and he'll have no recourse. It's like, really? He's that much of a goon. So, bottom line is, they did that, never sent me the money, everything else. And then, when I contacted him later and was like, hey, where's this check that you promised? And then his assistant, I'm going to call the cops on you again for harassment. Harassment because you robbed me. Because I think by the the crime they committed is actually called fraud, because they said they were going to provide me with services and they took my money and then just no longer had any contact with me other than, saying that they would send the money back and then calling the police on me. So at this time, of course, my phone's disconnected right now, and so I can't call the district attorney's office to file charges because I already spoke to an attorney before my phone got caught up, and they said it would cost much more to take them to court than what they took from me. So I know it's a long video, I apologize, but I just sincerely hope that anybody who runs across this Oliver Platinum Minner, he's a typical salesman. He's gonna act like he cares about you. Oh yeah, we'll get you this, that, the other. You mind bending over real quick? Cause he's an absolute goon, a thief, and he does not care about you. He does not care about your situation. He only cares about putting money in his pocket. That being said, I hope if I can prevent one person from joining his bronze level membership at the $2,500, then he's lost twice what he owes me, and it's been worth it. But it's not really so much that, it's so that he doesn't screw somebody else over, because what he did to me was just, I really couldn't believe that there are people that are that absolute heartless. And especially if he had that much, if he has that much money. What that $1,250 was to me was, food, everything else. I mean, it's like, and for them to just, oh, well, I wish you the best of luck. Oh, dude, yeah, so, needless to say, the guy's a complete piece of trash. And that's it.